Did you think Nico was from the Bronx?
I did not.
My fiance
Doesn't have the accent.
My fiance has listened to her speak for 3 years and thought that she was American, just had a weird accent. Anyway, so this isn't about me. How are you?
How good was it to see AZ down in Georgetown?
It's good. Just to have everybody on the team. I know we don't have everybody on the team back, but just when you get to see a person you haven't seen in a while, and just be able to be there to support and have that sort of reconnecting feeling is just really awesome. Anytime you can have that.
How's it been playing without Aubrey? What's the adjustment been like?
It's tough. Obviously, we felt like we got into a rhythm with what we did and didn't have, and then we have another main key player go out. And it sucks mentally, physically, for her and then for all of us as well, just to see another person go down like that. But just like anything we've been thrown this season, we adjust quickly and we do what we have to do, and different people have to step up. I definitely think rebounding is a huge piece that Aubrey brings that we'll have to account for. So everybody else just gang rebounding, making sure that we cover for her, and continue to work at that as a team, I think is huge.
The mental side of it, what do you, Leah was saying, yeah, we lean on each other, but you seek out, like, as this continues to go on, as you work on that mental side, not just on the court, but just for you guys from what's going on in your heads?
Yeah, I think it's good, especially I know there's not a lot that people can say that can help, but just to get it off your chest, and just to be able to vent and get everything out there in the open, and not keep it all bottled up inside. I know we've been through a lot mentally, physically, spiritually. So a lot of us talk to each other just to be able to lean on each other like that. But obviously there's professionals out there that they do that for their job, they do that for a living, and they get paid to do that. So anytime, I mean, I definitely feel like those type of people can help, but definitely leaning on each other helps as well.
Coach was saying this COVID class that has been through COVID and then through all these injuries, that somehow there might be a correlation between the two, both physically and then mentally, in terms of being more resilient than any other class he's been around. Do you see having gone through COVID has made you different, and do you think there's any relationship between COVID and all the injuries you guys have had?
I just think I don't know, I feel like it sort of helped us adapt to always playing under different circumstances, and always playing with something not 100% the way it's supposed to be. So it kind of made us, when we came in as freshmen, just be resilient and be able to go with anything that is thrown our way, and whatever happens, we adjust, and we stay strong through it. And it's kind of just made us mentally strong to withstand anything that comes our way. So since freshman year, obviously COVID season, then sophomore year, injuries, junior year injuries, senior year injuries. So it's just like we kind of just play the hand that's dealt, and deal with it the best that we can.
Paige, how does your leadership look different now that you're surrounded by 3 freshmen around you? How have you had to maybe adjust your brand of leadership?
I think being a lot more vocal. Those guys need a voice to count on, need a voice to rely on, especially as an upperclassman. We've been through it all, we've seen it all. So just for us to use our voice, and make sure that any questions that they have, and anything that they need advice on, we're here for them, and they can count on us. And also just leading by example. I think the biggest thing that we can show them is how to play hard, and play with an intensity and a passion and an energy that freshmen are going to make mistakes, and the X's and the O's are going to turn the ball over, they're going to miss shots, they're going to make bad decisions, but never question their effort, their energy, and the way that we communicate. So I think that's the biggest thing.
How is it a step out of your comfort zone to be a vocal leader, though? Is it a step out of your comfort zone to try to use that voice more too?
Yeah, I think obviously I've grown since I've been a freshman and using my voice, but it's honestly never shutting up. Even times when I feel like, okay, I finally can get a breather and not say anything. Coach wants me talking at all times, 24/7. So it's more just using my voice even more frequently than I do. So I'll say that's the biggest thing.
What do you like most about what this team is doing right now? Because you guys are playing really well despite some complications, obviously.
I think just the chip on our shoulder that we all have. We know that not a lot of people believe in us. They think we're the injured riddle team, and they don't expect much out of us. So I think it makes us band together even more and want to defy the odds even more and use the strength and love that we have for each other in the way that we play. So I'm just proud in our ability to handle anything that comes our way, the resilience, and nobody would blame us if we hit a rough patch in the season and we're all mentally drained and physically tired from all the things that have been thrown our way, but we continue to stay together, stay strong, and you count on each other and use each other for strength.
Paige, was there a team leader or a captain, maybe not even in basketball or other sports, whatever, that maybe you looked up to growing up and feel that's to me, that's what leadership looks like? Is there anybody like that is kind of a template for you for leadership?
Yeah, I would say my 8th grade year in high school, I had a senior and upperclassman on our team named DD Winston at Hopkins. She ended up going to Siena, and then she was like sort of the first leader that I had that I looked to, and I said I want to be like her, in just her terms of holding people accountable, holding herself accountable first, and making sure that she was responsible for everything on the court, used her voice extremely well, and was unafraid of taking responsibility and being that leader for the team. So that's one person I would say that I look to.
Have you learned something about the power of your words and the power of your gestures and what that maybe means to somebody like an Ashland or a Q or a K?
Yeah, I think it's huge. I'm a huge person that I want to bring confidence to every single one of my teammates. And it's just as simple as coaches getting on them in practice and you go up to them and like, yo, you're good, like, don't worry about it. He's gonna yell at everybody. So just making sure that they know we have trust in them, and it means a lot. I know what it was like being a freshman and having your upper class believe in you and trust in you and give that confidence to you. And just knowing that one little word, they miss a couple shots, you're like, yo, you're good, like, you're gonna make the next one. Like, just simple things like that I think go a long way.
Do you enjoy the challenge of playing defense as a 4, or is it just something you're doing because the team needs it?
No, I kind of embrace it. Anytime you can sort of prove something and do something that you haven't done before and show your versatility and your ability to adjust to whatever, I think you sort of embrace that as a competitor. And then obviously I think me being the 4 is kind of what the team needs, and me being that bigger presence, rebounding more, defending bigger guys more, is something that I'm going to have to adjust to, and the team is going to need a lot more of. And so I think it's a combination of both.
Coach said you've done a really good job overall, leadership, accepting a new role, but he said you could probably use one more year of college to get everything down. Have you talked to him about that?
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, at the beginning of the season, he didn't want me back. Now he probably wants me back. So it just depends the ebbs and flows of the season, but it's still a conversation we're having.
How much of a factor is, wanting to do something with AZ and with Aubrey, and the fact that both of them could be back next year? Does that make any difference to you at all?
Yeah, I think that's what it's all about. It's not about teams in the draft, who's got what pick. It's all about me loving playing here, me loving my teammates, and wanting to get more experiences and more time with them and more time in the program. And so that's, I think, the deciding factor of just wanting to be here longer and not anything necessarily that's already picked and chosen in the draft.
Coach quoted you today.
What was the quote?
He said, I'm going to get it wrong, but to paraphrase, sometimes you can do everything right and things still go wrong. But I'm like, some things might be going wrong if he's quoting you. But
I think I speak a lot of wise words. But yeah, I think it's frustrating, everything that's going on, because we work extremely hard. We love each other. We're a team full of great kids, great chemistry within each other. We don't have any problems. And like, we work with Hootie, and she's the best strength coach in the country. Like, the narratives and people wanting, it's natural to want to blame something, but there's just some things that are unexplainable. And I think she's the best strength coach in the country. She does so much for us. She dedicates her life to her job. And so we do everything right in the weight room. We do everything right on the court, and still unfortunate situations can happen. That's why a huge thing for us remaining the rest of the season is just to stay grateful for what we do have and the people that are playing, and be strong around the people that aren't. And so I think just trying to stay level-headed and grateful for what we do have, I think, goes a long way.
With Ashlyn and KK especially, I mean, just how have you seen them kind of grow into this starting role that they sort of got thrust into a few weeks ago?
Yeah, I think their confidence has grown by miles since the start of the season, and part of it is being thrown into the fire and not having really a choice. But just seeing how well they're playing, how much confidence they're playing with, they're obviously not playing like freshmen, and they've been handed a lot of responsibility, and I think they've done a really good job with it.
Going back to you playing more of the four, is there, I know you watch a lot of film, like NBA, WNBA, do you watch any like particular player to kind of get a little bit of sense of like what you should be doing, or just watching back film of your own film from the past few weeks?
Yeah, honestly, I mean, I watch a lot of basketball, but somebody that I think does a really good job is Chris Paul. Super pesky, has his hands on everything, and he's obviously a smaller defender when he's guarding those bigger guys, but he's extremely smart. He times everything perfectly. Like either he'll pull the chair or wait until they get the ball right in front of him and they're about to go up and he slaps it out of their hands. And so I think watching him a lot, and him guarding bigger players and stronger players, I think has helped me a little bit.
Is there a difference now? I mean, the past 2 seasons, you were sidelined yourself, not playing with injuries, and here you are playing while everyone else is getting injured. Is there a difference of how you're just taking that all in?
Yeah, I think it definitely brings you a great appreciation of basketball, and having that opportunity. I know last year when we were going through that rough patch, and I think February, I was just trying to tell the guys, like, trust me, like, you'd much rather be playing exhausted physically, mentally, than being physically and mentally drained from doing rehab. So it's just like, obviously the situations have been pretty sucky, but to try to remain grateful and humbled to be able to play this game with the people that we have out here at this program is sort of like a mentality and a perspective that I've tried to bring. And I think it's helped. Obviously, you can't really stay positive through everything, but you can try your best and make sure that the whole team does it as well.